Bam! Welcome back to session 5 of Dead by Deadlands. Quick recap from last week for those of you who missed it, or those of you who were here but may have slept since then. The party accompanied Dr. Eloise Brown into the wilds outside Bismarck to test her anti technology device, only to have the ground collapse and drop them into a network of tunnels in Sioux territory. After a run in with surprisingly deadly and, as it turns out, unfairly assaulted giant prairie dogs, the group stealthily, for once, escaped the tunnels and were returned to the border by a none too amused Sioux escort, earning their $60 fee from Dr. Brown. Back in Bismarck, a would-be intimidating gang tried to strong-arm them, but Avery's epic intimidation roll and a little eldritch flair cleared the room,
Yes.
leaving the crew with the fanciest hotel suite and a looming meeting with the mysterious boss. Much moral philosophy and religious bickering ensued, as did complaints about time management, Protestant thrift, and the state of 1870s pharmaceuticals. Dun dun dun. Dun dun
All of the
dun dun
Coke.
dun. All of the Coke.
Hell yeah.
And we're still down a Sean, so this seems like a really good time to go ahead and roll that beautiful bean intro.
Well, I was gonna
X.
say a wonderful time to bring back original Coca-Cola.
I would
I mean
love
that
original
that
Coca-Cola.
too.
So would I.
And with that, we will pick up where we left off last week with what could be an epic 4 hour RP session, or it could go horribly, horribly wrong for everybody involved. Avery is running just a touch late, so I'm going to tap dance for a little bit while we wait for him to get here. Um, in the form of Adelaide, I know that we talked about this. I still need to look at options for your advance and plug that out there and get those updated for you. So
That's
I
fine.
did not do that.
It's RP
Um,
time. We're going to be really good and we're going to RP through everything. And any
that's
advancement for my character is not needed until next
not
session.
needed until
Absolutely.
next session. That is correct, even though things could go horribly, horribly wrong. Um, I have
When have
come.
things ever gone horribly, horribly wrong for us?
I
Would
do
you like
recall
that?
someone drinking
Would
a drink that included a bee. I
I was it
wonder if
would
I could remember who that was.
I'm like,
Other,
would you like that list ecumenically, alphabetically, or spiritually, or
I meant
categorically?
in game.
Would you like that list ecumenically, alphabetically, spiritually, or categorically?
Ecumenically, definitely ecumenically.
Ecumenically.
Yeah, ecumenically. There's been a lot of Southern Baptists.
Boo.
All right. So when last we left, I want you to know I am, however, fully prepared with a full array of tasty boozy beverages just in case.
Very
I
nice.
may need.
Shadow
Oh,
cast
brother.
fireball.
Yes. Shadowcast Fireball. All right. So, when last we left, you all were heading off for a fairly decent. Nope, you had had a decent evening's sleep and got accosted at breakfast by a guy currently known only as The Voice. Oh, look, Unsolicited Wisdom is on chat tonight.
Yay!
Hooray!
Hi, friend.
Um, a guy who we still know only as The Voice, and you made arrangements for him to go off and talk to his boss to find an equitable arrangement for a meeting, which gives you a few minutes to yourselves to um, have a nice leisurely breakfast, talk with each other for a little bit, what have you. So I'm going to turn it over to you now that sounds like Avery just clicked in,
Woo!
and let you guys have a few minutes to yourselves whilst I start pulling things together. Yeah, he is in the chat, but he is not yet in the VTT. So there you
We
go.
got time.
You have just had your big eldritch moment. The entire bar went spooky, and the voice and his minions skedaddled out. So did most of the other people who were trying to partake of a leisurely, unspooky breakfast, which leaves you fairly alone in the hotel. Dun dun dun. Ready, go.
Well, I was gonna offer them all some bacon, but I guess I can have it all for myself now.
I don't take
Never,
kindly.
never share bacon.
Yeah, I don't take kindly to people disturbing breakfasts.
Breakfast is
y'all,
one of the most important meals of the day.
do y'all want some bacon?
Absolutely do.
I
I've
would
got an
love
aching
some bacon.
for some bacon.
Did you know this hotel here has a candied bacon? It's candied with a maple and brown sugar with a little bit of cayenne pepper added to it.
Sign me
I did
up.
not.
It's
Oh
quite good.
God. If Jesus Christ.
Oh, are we back on the biblically accurate Coke?
I have a cat trying to smuggle. Hi. Your tail is in my face, buddy. Yeah.
You know what's good about cat butt?
Hmm.
Nothing. Except for the non-exploding cat. I mean,
He seems to think that his butt is the end all be all of everything here.
don't they just?
Well, it's the end all be all of him.
That's true. All right, my friends. What should we do when we wait around for these supposedly organized criminal types to get their acts together?
Leave.
I
Fuck 'em.
suppose we could inquire about the people from the chapel and what happened to them when we were off on a unexpected sort of tangent.
Yeah, follow up on your whole thing with your friend and the not quite righteous hands of God, apparently.
Might help us find Miss Adelaide's father as well.
Yeah, I think that's our best bet is to keep looking into that.
As long as we don't find my father.
Do you not like your father?
No.
Okay, so some daddy issues there. We'll just stay away.
Well, then let's avoid them. In the meantime, my friends, I don't think we should be splitting ourselves into separate groups, as that might put the smaller group in something of a bit of danger.
True.
Never split party.
Avery, you're not in the VTT yet, just in case you
Yeah, I
thought you
keep
were.
clicking the link in Discord.
Oh,
and
that's because it's the Duck DNS link.
Oh,
Let me send you the other one real quick, Avery. Because I had the same issue earlier today.
yeah,
Uh,
technical issues beyond our control, but easily resolved.
yeah. I will send to
Okay.
you what method is easiest. Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in Discord. There you go. That should work. Just from the producer, a wonderful day for the Duck DNS website we use to host the regular link to not be working at all for 24 hours. It's
I
wonderful.
Oh.
mean,
I love technical production. It's the best.
absolutely the best.
Technology issues in my TTRPG? What the fuck?
No, not possible.
Who knew? All right.
Ooh.
So, how are you going to go? What is your plan for investigating those slippery preacher mans?
Well, I suppose we know they got off the train,
Mm-hmm.
and it might be best then to ask around the station and see who saw them, and if we can pick up the trail.
Go to the closest church.
I don't see anything new in the chat link. Sorry.
It's in the Dead by Deadlands channel specifically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, good.
That's all right. Like, it's not going to be 100% important because hopefully tonight will be a night with zero die roll.
I don't believe
Um,
that. I don't believe that in the slightest. But
Hold
you
on.
know, it's
Wait,
nice
wait.
to be confident.
Let me give you my best Pip Boy.
my
All right. No,
Yeah,
even there will be die. In fact, there will be die rolls. I know that. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
my scope today said I would shoot somebody in the face. So if it's not in game, then I need to look into that.
hey. All right, and everybody's bennies have been refreshed.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
All right, so we head off to the train station to start our little investigation question and answer session with the locals about two preachers who came in on, it would have been probably the 5 p.m. train, based on what you know about the train schedules.
So just confirming 5
Would have been the 5 p.m.
5
train
p.m.
yesterday.
Okay. Guess we could just start
'Cause-
asking around. Like just
Let's
ask
let
people.
let's start with the porter.
The porter.
All right,
Mhm.
the porter is a 107-year-old hunched over dude who is probably a Civil War vet. Uh,
How does he move the luggage?
who is he doesn't look strong, but he's wiry.
Oh. Is he Scottish too?
I was gonna
He's
say.
not. I just can't say wiry any other way. He's wiry.
Alrighty.
So he is in the little train station uniform, which looks an awful lot like a modern day bellhop uniform, complete with the little square cap. Um, and he is actually moving a piece of luggage that looks bigger than him quite effortlessly.
All right then.
So
Well, let's wait till he's finished with that. We don't want to interrupt the man while he's actually working.
he moves 3 or 4 large pieces of luggage from the luggage car on the train over to a stack. He has the luggage neatly organized where people can find the bits and pieces that may be theirs. Once he's done, he takes the hat off, gently mops the brim of his forehead, gently mops his forehead with the brim of his hat, puts it back on, straightens up, and starts to his job done for the moment. He goes and he sits down on a little bench on the train station platform.
I'd like to approach him with a dollar coin in my hand.
All right.
Spending some time, just manipulating the coin around between my fingers. And that way it's clearly apparent that I am prepared. And then sit down next to him, say, "Good morning, brother. It is my
Mm.
great hope that you might be able to give me a bit of assistance, looking for some long-lost comrades.
He looks at you for a moment. He looks over at the giant pile of luggage and he says, I could probably find it in my heart to help a man of the cloth.
About probably on yesterday's 5 p.m. train, there may have been some folks from the Redwater Chapel out in Deadwood, and I'd come to meet them only to get there and find out they left. So I came back here, and I think I have missed them. Did you happen to see these fine folks?
Well, I don't know much about the Red Water Chapel, but I do definitely recollect a couple of uh, clergymen who got off of the train with no luggage but what was in their hands. And they immediately went over, bought tickets, and I remember them leaving on the next train going west, which I assume was either to Billings or back, or I don't imagine it was back to Deadwood. I don't quite recollect if there are any other stops on the rail between here and Billings, but there might be a couple that they could have gone to as well. They looked a little, they were quite nervous when they got off, looking over their shoulder as though they were expecting Satan himself to pop out of a shadow and give them a dressing down.
They'd be more likely to find the hand of God chasing them after uh, what they said when they were in Deadwood. But I appreciate the information, sir. Do take this coin for your kindness.
Well, thank you, and he will happily take the dollar coin. I'm sorry I was not much more help than that, but unfortunately I am just the luggage man, though I am an observant luggage man.
I was going to say those that do the hard work often see the most, so thank you.
It's the best kind of luggage, man.
And,
Well,
being
let's
as
go
how,
talk. Let's go talk to the ticket office and see what we can find out.
oh, that means I have to open up a map. Hold on.
Oh no.
Not like a map for you,
It
just a
does.
map in general. Well, I gotta look at what's on the train tracks.
Rabbit tracks.
All right. Come here. All right. I have up what I need. All right. Go to the ticket window. The nice young man behind the ticket window looks like he's not quite old enough to shave. It's really big telling difference between the old man carting around luggage and the young man sitting at the ticket window with peach fuzz on his chin and his cheeks. A peppy, exuberant expression in his face as you walk up. He's like, "Hello and welcome to the Iron Dragon Rail Depot. Where may I get you a ticket for today, good people?"
Well,
Too
perhaps you
peppy.
can help me to figure that out, young man. If you would do a kind turn for a man of the Lord, I am trying to track down some colleagues of mine who had been previously preaching in Deadwood, but returned here yesterday afternoon. Apparently, I just missed them going opposite ways, and I was wondering if you remember them. I understand they bought a ticket once they arrived and boarded the very next train out last night, headed
Uh,
somewhere westward.
well, I can't say as I specifically remember the any churchmen, but I do know that the train that left out of here last night, immediately after the Deadwood Express rolled in, uh, would have left about 6:30, and it would have been stopping at Liberty, Billings, and Bozeman before continuing on to parts west, uh, including Butte City and Anaconda. and then heading all over into Idaho.
Oh my goodness. Well, they could be a long way off by now.
Um,
Was anyone else here working with you yesterday evening when they came through?
uh, he stops, he leans back, he looks around, spins around in his little stool. There were plenty of people here working with me last night. Just none of them are here now, other than the old man. Do you happen
Yeah.
to know their names? I might be able to check their tickets and see.
Out of character, do I happen to know their names? I don't
Out of
remember.
out of character, the best that you hold on. You have a flyer. Dun, 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 dun,
I
Oh yeah, we
do.
do.
dun, dun.
Yeah,
And
I
I
don't
don't
remember if it
remember
mentioned
if
names or not.
right. That's what I was going to go check. Character journals.
I have a thought.
Malcolm.
I have a play I could try.
Kuro has a thought.
I do. I
I
have
Uh,
them
don't
on
just
occasion, and I think this one will be good.
you have brothers strong and wise. WYSE.
I offer that information to the gentleman behind the counter.
Oh, that is definitely a useful piece of information. If you will allow me a few minutes to go look at yesterday's ticket sales, I will see what I can find out.
Much appreciated, sir.
All right. And he heads off to check on things. What do I want? I want this. Not in the VTT. All right. He's over there rifling through all the little spare copies of carbon copies on tickets.
Oh, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, like a Rolodex, but open up. Thank you. All right. And after spending 5 or 6 minutes rifling through, he comes back over and he says, "Well, I did find two tickets for a gentleman named Strong and Wise, and it appears that they bought tickets all the way to the end of the line in Seattle."
To Seattle, that's quite far.
Has that train left already?
Oh, that train left at 6:30 last night.
Well, fuck.
They would have had a that train would have taken them through Billings to Butte City. Butte City, they would have changed over to another train that goes all the way to Seattle. This specific train doesn't go the whole way, but they bought their ticket there. And he pulls up a schedule guide. They left here at 5:30 ish. The train actually left at 5:45 because it was taking longer than normal to load it up. He does some calculations. The Butte City train would not have actually left until 8 o'clock this morning, but they are more than halfway to Seattle by now. If you would like to send them a telegram, I can point you to our telegraph office.
I can find that on my own. Much appreciated. We do have another question. Miss Adelaide, do you have that photograph of your father?
Oh yes, of course. And she's gonna pull it out from wherever she's hiding things on her person because I haven't thought that far. Because purses weren't really a thing, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll hold up at first the picture and then kind of like slide it onto his desk and have you happened to see this man recently? He would have been here 2 months ago, my guess.
Oh, that's a long time. Do you know how many faces I see in a day, ma'am? He looks at it and he looks at it and
She gives
he
like the
picks it,
78.
puppy dog eyes of just like,
right.
please, can you try and think about it?
The puppy dog eyes.
He picks it up. He looks at it, holds it up to the light at a couple of rings, flips it around backwards as though staring at the backside is going to be useful. Flips it back around. He's like, I'm sorry, ma'am. That honestly looks like about in generally speaking, looks about like a third of the customers that I see on any given week.
Well, have you seen
I would
anyone? What about the name? Fuck, what's my last name? It's been a minute.
spin
Finn.
it.
Look,
Oh dear Lord. Oh.
it's
Wow.
been a hot minute.
It's been a couple weeks.
I have no
The name,
excuse other than that my brain doesn't work half the time.
your father's name is Thomas Finnan.
Finnan. Have you seen anyone buying tickets by Thomas Finnan?
Um. Oh, look, we have spam in the chat.
We
Um.
do.
Hold on, I'm just gonna delete that. Maybe if I can figure
I
out
tried
how.
to. Apparently, I could not.
We're all moderators, so we should all have that
We
capability.
should.
But
I
And yet-
tried.
and yet I can't find the delete button. All right, I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's not harming anybody. Um. But now I feel like Danielle because she gets those in her chat all the time.
Right?
All right.
I've gotten good at deleting them via OBS when I'm streaming.
Um. I'm sorry, ma'am. The name just does not sound familiar. Do you know when he would have been here? I might be able to look at our ticket records, although the paper copies that we keep here do not generally go back that far.
Should just be about
I
a
would.
month or so ago.
I'm not going to be able to find them right at this moment. Um, I might be persuaded to spend some time in the main office tonight looking through older paperwork. Uh, but it might take me a couple of days depending on how broad a search I got going on.
Any help you could do would be appreciated. And she's gonna slide a dollar coin onto the desk
There
as
we
well.
go. That's the persuasion he was waiting for.
That's
Happily,
fine. She's putting on the
he
puppy dog
happily
wiles. It's the first thing she thinks of, and then if not, let's just use money, baby. That's what it's for.
he scoops the dollar off the thing as though he's afraid for anybody to see him taking it, slides it into his pocket, and says, "Give me a couple of days, and I will see what I can find."
Oh, but
When is the next? Do you have a copy of the train schedule leaving for Billings?
The next train here headed west leaves at noon today.
Very good.
Trains leave out at 8, noon, and 5:30 every day going west.
Much appreciated. Let us convene for brunch, my friends. We'll discuss our plan.
Yeah. For second breakfast. Or try
Brunch.
some of that candied bacon.
Yes,
Oh,
brunch
I see.
involves a slice of candied
Alcohol.
bacon and alcohol.
Bloody Marys, yes.
clearly.
Or
The only
whatever
way
they
to
are.
declare brunch is to have alcohol, or to have
Mhm.
a gentleman's gentleman present, in which case he may do it.
The important part is the alcohol.
It is 100% the important part.
All right, so we head back
Part of waking
to
up.
the is Folgers in your cup. Sorry. So we head back to the hotel.
Without
It's Tuesday, by the way. I am unmedicated.
Oh
Mhm.
boy.
I mean, that's pretty normal for this game because it's Tuesday, but you know.
Fun story. I sent my kid off on vacation with my mom and forgot to send his medication with him.
Oof.
Oh Lord.
Oh dear. All right. So we go
Did have a rough time.
back to the hotel where we are looking for brunch. There is, in fact, a brunch-ish setup. It doesn't include fancy drinks, but it does include booze.
That
excellent.
works.
Mostly it includes ale and whiskey, specifically.
No
Both good
wine.
choices.
Both are good choices.
Yeah. That counts. Yeah.
Locally, locally brewed ale, not a big name brand, and whiskey.
It's a little too early, perhaps, for whiskey. I'll go with the local ale.
All right. You are enjoying second breakfast slash brunch. Where are we? Let me catch up some time here because we had a night of sleep.
Oh, are my wounds still there, or do we have, or has it gone?
Yes, yes. No, your wounds. It is currently Sunday, March 16th in game. You'll get a chance to heal your wounds in 3 more days.
Okay.
It's one healing roll every 5 days.
Mm.
So, all right. So we are back at the hotel. We are partaking of extra bacon and booze and something resembling little cucumber sandwiches. Not really, but you get the drift.
Mm-hmm.
Like pimento cheese and cucumber sandwiches, which is really weird this far north.
What sort of weird
Yeah.
place is this? I was just gonna kind of stare at it and be like, the hell?
And as you are eating, you hear the sound of clip clop boots headed in your direction.
Here they come again.
Yeah,
So
it's a suspicious kind of flip flopping.
I was just thinking I can heal her wound faster by casting my healing ability,
Except you can't because it's been more than an hour.
but I can cast it as greater healing and spend additional 10 points to get rid of any
Oh,
wound.
this is true.
So I might as well do that.
Um, Grace also has a wound, and Anya also has a wound.
Oh, I can't
I
do
would
all that
heal.
much.
That's
I,
fine.
I
Right.
would heal the healer. Grace is used to it.
Okay, let's
If
heal
we're
the
being,
healer.
yeah,
All
if
There
right,
we
we're
go.
being honest, heal the healer.
go ahead.
Grace is used to it.
Spend your points. Make your roll,
Oh, yeah. Faith roll.
and remember you get to re-roll failed faith rolls
Oh, that's nice.
one time. Although it doesn't look like he's going to need to take advantage of that.
No, I don't
I
think
think that'll
so.
be fine.
Uh, I didn't see the final. An 8. Okay. Yes. Adelaide, the last lingering vestiges of your um, scuffle with the not a bear, but really a but really it's a bear. It's got to be a bear.
It has to be a
Had to
bear.
be a
There's no
bear.
there is no other option.
Heal up, and you are feeling that much better. So go ahead and heal up all of your wounds,
Oh, praise God.
or at least Brother Malcolm.
No, you gotta praise God.
That's what Brother Malcolm is
Uh,
God's agent.
Praise the
and
Lord,
right
not
as
me. I can
as
praise myself.
just as the little glow fades away, that's when the voice speaks up. I'm glad to find you still here. I have spoken with my boss, and she is amenable to your meeting terms.
Who are you again?
I am me. I don't really
Uh-huh.
have a I don't really have a name that is important.
Every name's important.
All in good time. If you will come with me, he is by himself. He did not bring a bevy of heavily armed or lightly armed companions.
Because they're scared.
Where is it that you are intending to lead us to exactly?
Yeah, I thought she was going to come here. I thought that was the deal we worked out.
No,
We
we
are
were
going
going to rent a gambling hall room.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which we still can
and
do.
we are going to go to a mutually neutral location that has guaranteed privacy, which, as the conversation progresses, I think you will understand the need for.
Avery, do you have that deck of cards on you?
I have several deck of cards on me.
Which one's your lucky one?
Oh, the lucky one. Yes, I have that.
Allow me to draw a card from your lucky deck of cards.
Okay.
What do I get?
Hold on, and I will tell you. Do you take the top card? Do you cut it?
We'll cut it.
All right. We'll cut it. And the card that you get is the six of spades,
Hmm.
which hopefully you are now all seeing.
Yes.
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 Hooray!
Hooray.
I guess I could have checked that just by looking at the stream. Oh no, I can't because you're not showing the map. Haha. Sorry.
I will show everybody a card, hand it back to Avery, and then I will
I
very
will-
carefully pull out my sidearm, make sure it's loaded, spin the chamber, say let's go.
So what are we doing with the card?
We're putting
Um,
it back in your deck.
Out of game. Out of game. What does the card mean?
Nothing. He was using it as a time filler slash. Nick probably had in his head if it's a 7 or above or whatever, we won't go. Or it's a black card, we won't go. Whatever. Nick had
Effectively, what
some.
I'm doing is I'm fucking with the dude.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
it came up as the six of spades, that actually
Turns
was
out.
really convenient reason to pull out
Yeah.
the six shooter. And
hmm
So
I got it. I understood.
Yeah.
if it had been
Well,
something like an
Um,
ace, I would have told him it's your lucky day, and we would have gone.
basically, Nick is just adding flavor.
I'm all for it.
All right.
he does
Um,
that.
he leads you through
Wait, so
town.
we've slept.
Yes, you have slept. So
Want to go
unless
ahead and
unless you're Nick, go ahead and recover all your PowerPoints.
Sorry, bud.
Once you get up and follow him, he could have gotten them all back, but he healed you instead.
I spent more than half of them to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
that's nice of him. What
He
a
leads
polite
you
young man.
on kind of a meandering, rambling walk through Bismarck. I keep trying to say Billings through Bismarck. He walks you a little bit. He is taking you on a path that is designed to not necessarily lose you, but kind of obfuscate the exact path that you're taking, if that makes sense.
Blindfold us and spin us all in a circle so we're not sure what's going on.
Right. But he has opted not to actually black bag you, which was, for the record, the GM's original plan.
He would have died.
Before he leads you up to a small building that looks like it could be some sort of storage or warehouse. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Let me get that map up. He leads you. Let me get it up and look at it, and then I will pull it into everybody. You've seen. Um, looks like a small, maybe two-story warehouse. It's got brings you in on a side street that's got one door on it, no real windows on the ground floor. And when you get there, he opens the door up and lets you proceed him. As you walk in, you can see a couple of other people waiting. They have weapons, but they are holstered and not ready for immediate use. And that's when I will actually activate this, and it should start loading for you. I have just pre-positioned you based on how I had originally planned this. So you all walk in through this door where I am pinging.
Anyone else just see a black screen, or is it just me?
Click on your. Oh, hold on. Dun 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 dun.
I can
Yeah.
see it's yeah,
As long
Hold
as
on.
someone can see, it means it's a me problem.
kind
I
of a
can
weird fog of war, but I can see.
There we go. Let me turn off fog of war.
uh,
Looking around, it looks like it might be some sort of um, brewery or beer
ambush.
warehouse because there's a couple of big barrels. Um, the voice leads you in. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And then he leads with, "Look, you don't know us, and you are not from around here. We don't know you. So we are very interested in why you seem to have gone out of your way to insert yourself into our business. First, there was the matter of the market, and then the train job. So you are cordially invited to join us for a few rounds of the question game." And he says, "All yours, boss." And
How
as he
how is how are we inserting ourselves in your business? We were at a market you tried to rob, and we were on a train that you tried to rob. That's not us inserting ourselves. That's just kind of
Avery,
us.
Avery, my friend, let them have their little show, and I'll
and
pull out
as
a nail file and start filing my nails.
and
Oh, would
when
you
he
like a
says it's
nicer
all
one?
your
And Adelaide's gonna pull one out, pull a nicer, like more expensive nail file and hand it to him instead.
An ivory handled nail file.
all yours, boss. And then from around the corner comes a very nicely dressed, not Adelaide nicely, but definitely a finely dressed woman wearing a blouse and just a gray skirt with her hair coiffed up nice. Ignore the what's the image on the token because that's just a default image. Um, and she says, "Yes, inserted yourself. You could have walked away from the market. You could have not involved yourself in the train robbery. But since you have, we're now going to have a little get to know each other session, and I will lead off. I am Lauren Lowry."
Quick question. As
Okay.
someone with money,
Yes.
there is a level of socialite ability. Where would this woman be based solely on her current appearance? Where would she fall on the standard female socialite pecking order?
Based solely on her appearance, she is definitely well to do. Um, based on the way in which she approached speaking to you, she has probably spent some time in the higher echelons.
Did you just ask Shadow a great chain of being question?
She did.
Okay, just making sure I heard right.
So she is putting that in great chain of being terms that you, the players, will recognize and
Oh,
leave
I know exactly what you
anybody
mean.
watching,
Uh-huh.
well, anybody watching the stream going, "What?" She is probably lower nobility, right? Like she
Yeah.
is
Right.
at minimum the wife of a knight, maybe the wife of a baron, kind of where she belongs.
Wait.
Which is, you know, not necessarily what you expected from an outlaw leader walking in to talk to you.
But is she higher or lower societal level than me? That's the important thing.
Um, she might actually be a little higher than you. It's hard to tell. She is at
Poss-
least on par with you
Okay, that's fair.
She would
socially.
definitely be lower than us if we were back in the East.
that that is fine. That's just if we're gonna go into social dynamics, that's where Adelaide's gonna want to understand like
Yeah.
what is this what how does this relate to me and my experiences? Oh, it's just another socialite kind of thing. Like that's we're
Yeah.
on the
Yes.
same level. Got it.
Yes. Um, and
Just
so,
establish yourself as the alpha socialite.
I will.
yeah.
I plan
So,
to.
You got to
so
know the pecking order.
I'll
I am
T-pose for
Lauren Lowry.
dominance.
This is my little um, band of whatever you would like to
Evildoers?
call them. We will get to that. And we're going to play 20 questions. And this is how this works. I will ask a question, you will ask a question, back and forth, tete a tete. That seems fair to all parties involved.
Important
I
distinction if you
assume
don't
answers are
mind.
in the between those two.
Yes, there will, of course,
Hmm.
be answers.
Additional question. If is the total 20 questions, so 10 questions each, or do we each get 20 questions? Very important clarification.
The actual number of questions is unimportant. We just call it 20 questions.
Wait, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why call it 20 questions if there's not 20 questions?
They could call it a quid pro quo. That would be a better name.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, that would make a way better name.
I think you're both getting a
Yes.
little lost in the sauce.
Perhaps
You need to
poetic
think things
license.
Okay.
Grace, we knew it was
well,
going to happen.
Can I see your poetic license?
And raise you poetic justice? Why?
She will, in fact, reach
Oh, poetic
into
justice is
her
my
pocket.
realm. Thank you
She
very
will, in
much.
fact,
That's
reach
true.
into her pocket and pull out a little business card that says poetic license.
Oh, we're doing that. Okay, I give my business card too.
She takes it. She looks
I
at
want
it
to point out.
and puts it into
Yeah,
the pocket on her skirt.
is mine the better business card in terms of like off-white coloring and tasteful thickness? And 'cause
Oh no,
this
hers is
important.
hers is a fine linen fabric business card. It is firm. It is sturdy.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
actually
you
way
gotta have.
nice.
Where do you
Way
get your, where do
Fancy
you
it's
get your
got
card?
card.
embossed raised ink. It is way nicer than yours. Hers looks like it might actually be hand done.
Can I take a look at it?
Yeah.
Where do you get your cards?
Well, you'll have to ask Avery if you could take a look at it. I
Oh,
can't actually answer
Avery, do
that.
you mind if I see both of those cards? Like both implying both his card and hers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take a look at it and I'm just gonna kind of like run my fingers over it like I'm trying to like look at them and like determine like which is the greater value. I'm gonna hand them both back to Avery and go, yours have so much more charm and elegance, Avery.
I genuinely look touched, and I'm like, I appreciate that. That's charm is what I was going for.
She lets you speak, and when you get to a point where there's a pause, she says,
We have like a
"So,
5-minute conversation about this.
yeah." So when you're done, she says, "So, I am Lauren Lowry, and you would be." She kind of spreads her arms to encompass all of you as she talks, and it is obvious that the question she's asking is, "Who the hell are you?"
Wait, does this count as one of your questions?
Well, did you not read the newspaper after the market disturbance? I'm Annie Hall.
You weren't Annie Hall then. You weren't Annie Hall till the
No,
thing in
you-
Deadwood.
Was that not? Because I thought that was the market newspaper after the market.
Oh, that's right.
thing,
We
Mr. Zero.
did have the market kerfuffle when we got here.
Yeah, he had the microphone, but we didn't get names until the Deadwood one, because that's when he asked you what would you like to be known as.
Then I still gonna give Annie Hall.
You're still going to give Annie Hall. That works.
Don't give the bad guy your real name. The fuck.
Adelaide's gonna do a very long, drawn out, like, like reaching a hand out for a handshake of some
Right.
sort, kind of thing.
Right?
Back of every kerfuffle word.
Adelaide Finnan.
She takes the hand in the manner appropriate to people of your social status.
As Adelaide prepares to rise from her little curtsy, I offer her my hand. This is appropriate.
Aww.
Said,
As an
Miss Laurie,
appropriate.
I am Malcolm Theodosius
I'm not
Campbell
sure.
of the Shenandoah Valley Campbells of Virginia. Though some of that is to my shame rather than to my credit.
She acknowledges.
The
And she
grumpy
says,
blacksmith will cross her arms and go, Sadoro,
Avery Le-
Anya Sadoro.
Bond, James Bond. All right.
The
Avery
spy who
LeBeau, which
smote me.
know from my cheaper but more charming card.
And of course it says, and of course, Mr. LeBoon.
That's my name. Here's Avery.
So
And you must be the lady that keeps robbing everyone.
So my question, if I may,
it is your turn.
can you explain to me how the evil acts your friends are committing aren't actually evil in your eyes?
Yes, yeah, I can, but we're going to hold that one for a little later because I think that will make more sense to you as we progress through this conversation. So if you will indulge me and allow me to put that question off just a bit.
But hold on, that wasn't in the rules of the 20. And I do my hands in the quotes. The 20 questions. Like, no, he asks a question, you answer it. Like
All
those
right,
are with you.
I have a secondary question we can ask just now. Then I'm patient. How does it
Oh
feel
my
to be a
god!
cult leader?
Honestly,
Now we're
quite.
asking 2 questions. Like, does anybody here care about the rules?
Adelaide's gonna very gently pat his hand and be like, I do, I promise. You're not alone.
I
Hold on.
like grab her hand like and grasp it like genuinely like exasperated. Like,
Oh,
this
pardon. The
lady's
GM is currently the marshal is currently dying. Um,
I'm sorry, you put a bunch of unmedicated people in this call to begin with.
no, this is all on me. All on me.
Unmedicated, undiagnosed, unmedicated.
I'm
We could go on.
medicated. Fuck all y'all.
Oh wow.
I'm slightly
folks.
medicated. I have some medications in
Okay.
place.
In my defense, though, I'm medicated, but also had a really shitty day. So
Yeah.
that's
Disgruntled.
Shitty.
There we go. Disgruntled counts.
Disgruntled. Yes.
exactly.
She will look at
Animal gang all together.
she will look at you, Malcolm. She will look at you, Malcolm. She's honestly, it feels rather. What is the word? What is the appropriate word? Shitty. This is not where I expected to be in my life, and it is not the way that I wanted to approach certain things. But it is where we are, and it is where we are.
That does not sound like a denial.
Didn't deny it. I said it feels shitty to be a cult leader.
There are
What
alternatives
do
if you wish to seek um, a different type of employment.
Perhaps.
Rodeo clown, card
And
dealer. Like,
how
there's lots of
oh,
jobs out there, lady.
how long have the group of you been working for Nehemiah?
Who?
You mean Nehemiah from the Bible, or you're talking about a real person? Because
I'm
either way, the
talking.
question is absolutely insane.
Is it?
Of
Because
course.
in the space
Right.
of 3 days, you have stopped more of our schemes than uh, anyone else put together.
Must be God's
I
own
believe you're
blessing.
going to have to tell us who Nehemiah is. How about, here's my question in return to you. Who the bloody blazes is Nehemiah?
Nehemiah Ordway, the governor of Dakota.
Never met him.
And at this point, somebody, this is how we're, this is how this is going to work. This is a social testing challenge. Um, one of you is going to make a persuasion roll to see how well they take the answers. Others of you can assist, but only one of you can actually make the persuasion roll. You're going to see me put some cards down on the desktop. Pay no attention to them other than they're just a counter. The value has no meaning.
Well,
I am
Grace
Well, I
still.
said
great
it,
for
so
persuasion. So
I said it, so I guess I'll roll first.
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
My persuasion's decent. At least it's not the lowest.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
I guess it's easy when you're not lying.
All right. Hold on.
Hold on. I
Here
think
comes
something's wrong.
with the stream.
No, my technical. I've been off of the map for most of this conversation because it's still black for me. So I'm trying to log in a different browser and see if that resolves it. So
Okay.
stay tuned, stream. I'm working on it.
Paint.
I need everyone to know that apparently Hot Pockets don't make their sleeves anymore. You don't microwave them in a sleeve anymore.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was on the packaging and everything. They're like, we got rid of the sleeves. And I'm like, the fuck?
Okay,
Fuck
it
you
works
get.
now that I pulled it up in Firefox instead. So I am good.
All right. Well,
World
you
Wide
know,
Robin is going.
all right. And hold on. That was a 22. All right. Let me get back over to my. Yeah. That's almost more concerning that you don't actually know who he is, and that makes it your question.
I mean, I'm not from here, so I didn't vote for him.
Well, so Jean, thing that you would know as a character, nobody actually voted for him. He's an appointed territorial governor.
Yep. The territories didn't vote for governors at this point in time, I believe.
Yeah,
That's
he
legit.
was appointed
Yep.
directly by President Rutherford B. Hayes.
Oh, well, I believe in an autonomous collective where we each equally share the power. So,
Oh, that does sound lovely.
So anyway, I do believe
So
that makes it your question.
actually, you owe us two because you said, is it? And that counts as a question. So you've used two at this point. I've been keeping track.
why do you think that we're working for the governor of the Dakotas?
Well, see, because that's who I am working against. And as I said, you have managed to put a kicker in my plans more frequently in the last 3 days than he really has in the last 3 months.
All right. I'm going to
Either.
avoid the obvious question about why you would think somebody working against lawlessness has to be working for the governor, because that seems apparent. What is it about him that has you wanting to work against him and against the legitimate government of these United States?
Graft, corruption, a desire to end the Sioux Nation, manifest destiny, and the murder of my dear husband.
Very good.
You believe that the governor is responsible for the death of your husband.
I do believe so, yes, and I have not yet been able to prove it.
Then what makes you assume so? That seems a strong accusation and assumption.
Ah, have you heard of Project Fowler?
Assume I
Do we look like
haven't.
the sort of people who would know about fancy projects?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, do not worry.
we
This
have.
happens all the time where someone gets a big fancy idea and they think that they wish that by giving it a fancy name makes it more important, when normally it is just hog swallow.
I, I concur with that sentiment. It is, in fact, Hogswallow, and I wish I knew what it was, because that seems to be what the governor has named whatever his plans are.
How do you know the governor's plans?
Dear husband, I mentioned,
Yes, and my
was
condolences.
was at one point in time one of the governor's advisors. He came home from a meeting with the governor one day, told me that he had learned some very distressing information, that he had to notify the appropriate authorities. He mentioned Project Fowler, and 3 days later, he was mysteriously killed by Sioux raiding across the border into Dakota.
And what
And
in
I believe.
you suspect it wasn't really the Sioux that killed him.
Wait. I believe it's her question now.
What was Professor Brown working on?
Mad science.
That's about as much as we understand. I wish we could give you more information in exchange in good faith, but truly it's all quite over my head.
That might
Yeah,
not be the
this is
question you really want to ask us about it, though, either.
That's
In
a
the
good.
meantime, I believe our next question was, you
Well,
believe
I
that
have
the
a
Sioux were
question.
not responsible?
uh, let's just say it is very uncommon for the Sioux to raid across the line. They seem to be very happy to stay in their territory.
I concur.
So while it is not unheard of that there might be some who chose to come across the border and wreak havoc on people that they perceive as their oppressors, it does seem the timing seems suspect. And just the general nature of a Sioux raid across the border seems suspect. If you go back and look through newspaper articles for the past year, you will find that there has been only one Sioux raid in the Dakota Territories in that entire time reported in the news. That just so happens to be the one wherein my good husband died. And only my good husband, it turns out. The other members of the committee that were down in uh, Yankton, I'm saying Yankton. I don't remember if that's exactly the right name. I will correct that later if that is incorrect. Um, only the good members of the committee going down to Yankton, he is the only one that was killed by the Sioux raid.
Very suspicious indeed. I believe that is your question again, yes?
Yes. Um, Did you know about the train attack ahead of time, or were you just being do-gooding heroes? Because your
Wrong
response,
place, right time.
as described to me by my men, seems very accurate and well planned.
Oh, we were
I'm very good at
absolutely
shooting.
tracking somebody else down.
Ah, so truly then, just wrong place, wrong time for me, right place, right time for you.
So it would seem.
Correct.
Or perhaps none of us should have been there.
Well, truth be told, I think you have the right of it, Father, Padre, brother, whatever your preferred nomenclature is. Um, all right, somebody make another persuasion roll since we've answered a few more questions.
Um, I'll do it.
Okay.
I click the dice, not the name of the thing.
Yeah,
I got a 5. Not terrible.
not terrible.
Not terrible.
Da-da-da-da-da. And I believe that question.
What does causing misery to good common folk of the town and amongst travelers do? Oh, I believe we lost Shadow.
Oh
Yeah, we
no.
did. We lost Shadow. He's all frozen.
Oh no.
And I believe the VTT locked up. He may have lost his internet connection again.
Oh boy.
Ah,
Nope.
Who's.
There it went.
there we go.
He's back.
I was, I
Yay!
was, I was, I was like, and I believe that makes it your question. And there was no answer and no answer. And I looked down and there's nobody signed in. And all of a sudden
Joke's
somebody
on
started
you. We were
talking.
answering, and then we realized you were gone.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
All
so,
right.
so we will come back to, and I believe that makes it your question.
What was I saying? Oh, what exactly does attacking the good folk of town and innocent travelers have to do with thwarting the governor himself, rather than simply making people miserable who have no part in the business?
Well, so speaking to that, the nice gentleman that you saved in the town market, we believe to be one of the governor. Well, we do know for a fact that he is one of the governor's couriers, and we believe that at the time of the attack, he was carrying messages between the governor and whomever that laid out details or would provide us assistance in determining what his plans are.
The
A
only person we
spy.
saw in the marketplace was a merchant being shaken down.
Mm, yes, yes, that would be the one. He is, of course, a legitimate merchant, but also a courier for the governor. And our shakedown attempt was an attempt to get whatever messages he might be carrying, but in order to somewhat hide the fact that we were targeting the messages, we also robbed him of his money and other belongings.
You just happened to rob him of his other belongings.
Yes.
As if it was an
Look,
accident.
I'm going to say if it
No,
had
it
been
was not an accident. It was intentional. It was intentional deception to hide our actual target.
I- I'm going to say if it had been perhaps a railroad executive or a mining executive, I would have just walked the other way and ignored the entire thing. But merchants in the town all serve an entirely different social role.
I This is true. I concur. And as I said, it does not always make me comfortable to do these things, but I don't want to use the phrase "when at war" because this is less a war and more a
Subterfuge?
ongoing subterfuge, political shenanigans being enacted by a person who has no position in society any longer, um, who is trying to do the best she can for people long term, and that sometimes means short term pain for people, including ourselves. And because I know you will probably ask, the money that we had stolen from him would have been donated to a local charity.
Well, I mean, that's nice, I guess.
Is it believable? Is the question.
Well,
Humor me.
you make
Which
a roll
charity?
well, there are several. Our preferred charity is the displaced orphans and the she gives you a name. I don't happen to have a name off the top of my head, but she gives you a name of a charity that, from the name she gives you, sounds like its focus is on assisting the local native population that have perhaps decided to leave the Dakota territory and live among the white men, because that is a thing that happens.
Mhm.
But they don't always have a easy time adjusting.
How believable is she?
That was my next question. Like, how much? How are Grace and I's bullshit detectors going off from like two different, very different schools of thought?
Um, to be quite honest, they're really not. But if you would like to make, I'm trying to figure out what role we would make for that.
Whatever the
Notice
equivalent of
would be
insight
one.
is.
Yeah. And I'm trying to decide if that's like a reverse persuasion or just another notice roll. Give me a second.
Sure.
I actually need to pull up the book and look at the full list of skills.
Yeah, I want to do this.
Because
Or
as I'm looking at everybody's character sheet, I'm going,
It
quite feel
would
right,
be
but
I
maybe
should I do like a notice roll to see if like they're like there's like a poker face equivalent thing going? Like
you could make a
she has a
gambling
tell when
you
she's
could make you could make a gambling roll for that.
we're not actually
Uh,
gambling.
no,
It's
but
like
right, but that kind of
but a
would
gambler
cover it.
can read poker faces, things like
Uh,
that.
but yeah, it would either be like notice or we'll call it a reverse persuasion. Avery, with that roll, you don't see a bluff happening. Everybody else make a notice roll.
Notice? Okay.
Yeah, that's the closest equivalent to insight.
Oh, I'm
Pretty
shit at
nice
this.
roll.
I'm gonna notice nothing.
Quite well. Somebody's pretty green dice are still just going.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness, that was me and Grace. The girl hive mind kicked in. Apparently, it's the mental equivalent
The
of your
girl hive
Um,
periods
mind went,
syncing up.
oh no.
all right, so Avery's gambling, Grace's notice. Um, all of you feel like she is not putting on the bullshit.
Sincerity.
Yeah,
that's exactly what somebody that's putting on the bullshit would want us to think.
poker,
Adelaide is
absolutely.
gonna give Grace a look, like to check to see if the girl hive mind is in agreement that she sounds sincere.
Yeah, there'll just be a slight nod.
Say we believe you. With an assumption, we'll start. While we have not intentionally been in your way, what would be the benefit of stepping out of the way to us?
Benefit to you of stepping out of the way would be an avoidance of any further unpleasant encounters, which would hinder you in your personal goals and hinder me in my personal goals. Um, Another benefit, it may or may not be a benefit to you, depending on how long you plan to stay in sunny Dakota, but a benefit would be um, bringing down uh, Governor Ordway and getting him replaced with somebody who is worth a damn. It is a long game that I am having to play because I need to get all of the evidence lined up and irrefutable before I can even hope to make a case to the president and the Congress that he has to be removed.
Well, the
And do you
problem
not
is,
think
I mean,
but
I'm concerned about the innocent people getting hurt in the midst of this quest for like vengeance. I mean, like, look, nobody likes taking down corrupt government officials more than I do, except maybe Malcolm. But like robbing trains, is that like the best way to do this?
How many innocents were hurt on the train that you stopped us from robbing?
None, because we stopped you.
How many innocents were
Yeah,
hurt
I
on
mean,
how many innocents were hurt on the previous train robbery?
I
How
wasn't
many
there. I have
innocents
no
were hurt?
idea.
Grace actually knows.
None.
Done. 3 train robberies before she showed up here. Not a single person was hurt.
So is there a reason that your gang seems to be impersonating the Sam Bass gang?
Serendipity and unintentional similarity.
Hmm. Right
But
then.
but also it does happen to work out that it sends people looking in a direction other than us that is beneficial to our cause. Although it was completely and totally unintentional.
Hmm.
Of course.
Uh, Before this, the train robbery was again a courier on the train. We were trying to get his papers. We were successful in doing so. The one before that, um, somebody is stealing totems from the Sioux territory and smuggling them back. And we took 2 of those off of the train during the robbery. And the one before that, she looks at the voice. She says, "Which one?" That was the first one, and I honestly don't remember. And he says, um, "That was Ordway's assassin. We were hoping to catch him, and we missed." Oh, yes, that one. We hide them under the guise of train robberies so that people maybe don't catch on that we're specifically, and by people I mean the governor and his cronies, don't catch on that we are specifically targeting them. The robbery that we just had specifically was to try and get Dr. Brown and her equipment because we have no idea what it's for, but we know that she is funded by Governor Ordway,
That we can verify.
which is why I was hoping you might have some idea of what her equipment did, especially considering you spent several hours alone with her.
Unintentionally, we suffered a science accident, one might say.
Ah,
It
yes,
happens to lots of guys.
but what was the science trying to accomplish? That's what we were hoping to find out.
Do you think it is somewhat related?
I think that everything Governor Ordway does is somewhat related. He is not going to be happy until the Sioux territory has been wiped off of the face of the United States and Dakota has been extended all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Never mind that there's Montana and Idaho and Washington in the way.
So, has everything they've said, like, we have no way to know that they're telling the truth, but I mean, it seems like they're on the up and up.
So far, everything is lining up with what we know.
Yeah.
And she seems
I
sincere.
uh give us just a moment, and I like have everybody huddle.
You
So,
you all huddle.
But as we
She
turn that way,
she
I'll turn
she,
back to
ste-
Lowry
she
and
steps
say,
away from your huddle to give you privacy.
as she starts to step away before I turn back, I say, the question you might ought to be asking is where the good scientist has gone to now.
I love him so much.
Mm-hmm.
And
Adelaide's
do you
very
know the
excited we're
answer?
doing a huddle. Though it takes her a couple seconds to like adjust her dress to make sure it's not indecent to lean forward.
yeah, you gotta get it huddle ready.
Yeah, right? I wasn't prepared.
So, what are we thinking? Because, I mean, I'm torn. I don't like train robbers, but I also really, really don't like corrupt politicians. Like, do you think
She
we can trust them, or
she is beginning to
Every
sound as if she is on the up and up.
everything in me is saying she's not lying.
There is a sincerity, but that may not be true. As
I
She could
mean,
also just very well believe what she's saying.
exactly.
it matches up with what we've discovered so far. We know that there's somebody screwing with the Sioux. We know that the science lady was working with somebody to try to negate the magic field. or anti-technology field, whatever it is. I mean, it looks like it's falling into place.
I understand. I, I, I believe she is. I believe her in her sincerity. I disagree with her in her integrity.
I myself am curious as to how she lost everything when her husband died. That's fairly unusual for a widow.
In this case as well, I
But
know
we can
women of this caliber, and they may speak with truth, but they may be lying through omissions.
It's true.
well, I just if we have to pick somebody, I'm more likely to not believe the known corrupt governor. I mean,
I agree with you, but I worry. I worry about her additional intentions. I believe that in the if I agree with you that if the options are between um, someone among the people and someone high up in their ivory tower, clearly she would be the better choice. My trepidation is what may befall us to become involved or to have become involved and left.
Out of character, I need to know what I know about like the current president, like whether or not the governor is just doing what he's told to do.
The history professor would like a history lecture now, Shadow.
I'm like, it's Hayes.
Okay,
Um,
hold on, because now I
Alternate
have
timeline.
It's
alternate
true.
I don't
that's
know.
timeline.
true. That's
Let me
true.
let me let me pull up
This
some
is the Hayes that had to deal with the end of the Civil
information.
War. That's true.
I have to do some quick reading. Hold on. Uh, Coda. All right. All right, Nick. I'm gonna want you to make two rolls.
Okay.
One is just a common knowledge check. Other-
Yeah.
You
That would
paid
be
way
common
more
knowledge.
attention about the Bible than what was happening in the current events.
Oh, and then I was gonna have you make like an academia roll. You don't have that or research. So make an unskilled roll on which you'd actually do better.
That's still better.
That
Better.
so all right. So this is what you know. You know that Governor Ordway got himself appointed territorial governor by President Hayes in 1880. You also know that he'd had no previous ties to the land. He is from somewhere back east. And the 4 years that he has been governor, um, there have been accusations of scandal, nepotism, cronyism, bribery, and corruption. He recently has relocated. You remember seeing a big uproar in a couple of newspapers. He's recently relocated the territorial capital from Yankton to Bismarck. And he has twice been indicted for corruption, but so far managed to avoid any kind of conviction. Um, and he is very, very been known to give speeches, lots of speeches, and write articles crediting the boom in the Dakota Territory's economy to his great leadership, and not necessarily to the ghost rock coming out of Deadwood, which is officially considered part of the Dakota Territory.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So that's what you know. Um, you don't know what his marching orders from the president are. You don't know what he is, if he's been given any specific direction from the president. But you, based on what you do know, he is definitely, in one way or another, he is probably off of the presidential rails based on his mandate from the president. Because the governor is supposed to, or the territory governor is supposed to be administrating and making the place, habitable and doing all of the administration and all of that. I mean, what governors do. He just happens to be appointed instead of elected.
Mhm. M- Part of my concern is I don't know that there's any political motive for anybody to bring him down. I don't know that what she says she's trying would have any effect whatsoever on people so far away.
Yeah, unless she can prove that he's actually committing criminal acts. Two options for that. She can try and get it handled by the local law, or because he is an appointed official of the United States, let the federal courts handle it. Those are her options. Or outright kill him. But based
I
on
mean, that would work, of course, but
based on this short conversation you had with her, she seems to have gone out of her way to kind of avoid hurting people. People have, in at least one case, gotten hurt by accident, but you know,
Yeah, I mean, she does seem like she's actually on the up and up.
I just don't know that anything she's doing is going to be successful. Don't think she has a clear idea about how to achieve her goals.
Well, I think we should work for her with her for now, or at least give her what we know.
We should
I
still
mean,
leave, I
if it
think,
comes to us.
where the scientists went. I think we should let her get away.
Yeah, but
Oh,
maybe tell her what
I
the
have.
sign.
I don't think she'll be having interest in chasing the scientists down once she knows she's leaving.
Yeah, maybe we have to tell her that the scientist was screwing with the anti-technology field.
Unintentionally, it was not her choice. She was curious.
Yeah, and
And that
that
we
seems to
redirected her to this too.
yeah, that seems to match up with what she's telling us.
Mm-hmm. Because she was doing it on governor's orders.
Yeah. All right. I think we have a plan.
right, ready,
And
break.
break. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Unsolicited wisdom is shocked. Shocked, I say, that the history professor wanted historical context.
Gotta know who I'm dealing with.
Not
No,
gonna lie,
that's fair.
my U.S. government brain was going, what did Hayes actually accomplish in his time frame? Wait, wasn't it a bunch of bullshit? And I
Yeah,
looked it up, and it
It was
was.
It's yeah.
yeah.
and
It was,
Hayes
in
is
fact, a bunch of bullshit.
Hayes is
Look,
one of
man,
those.
it's Gilded Age. The presidents don't do anything.
Hayes is one of those presidents that like nobody can tell you what he did. They just know he's a name.
Yeah,
He had a really good beard.
He
he
did
did.
He
have
He
a
had
did.
a
nice
fantastic
beard.
beard. He looks like a man who took care of his beard, but that was about it.
he made a crooked deal and ended Reconstruction and set up the
Yeah,
Gilded Age.
and he had an
So
Indian
yeah,
policy, which it wasn't terrible given the time frame.
I mean, Reconstruction was effectively over anyway.
Yeah,
he he's a not a nice person. He's one of the garbage presidents.
he is.
Yeah, but like study that
He's
early.
very middling historically. Just very middling. Not super offensive, not praiseworthy. Meh.
But what a beard!
He was
What a
just
beard.
kind of there. He was just there.
And
Defense,
now,
he was Clifford.
and now, in addition to some awesome role playing and cowboy zombie shenanigans, our audience is getting a history lesson.
That is what happens when you have a bunch of history people in your game.
I think I'm one of the. I think I might be the least history person. Maybe.
Right?
You're still in the
Uh,
humanities.
and
This is
unsolicited
true.
wisdom would like us know that right now she would take a mid president because the bar is very low.
Yes.
That is true.
Agreed.
You know, after having a lifetime of very adequate but not exciting presidents, I would gladly go back.
Right.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking about like presidents from the beginning, and I'm like, who would I rather have? Cleveland at this point. Like I'm just like, give me.
Hey,
Give me
Cleveland had
somebody.
integrity, at
He
least,
did,
right?
and he did exactly what Trump did. He was the president, then he wasn't, then he was again. Congratulations.
And you know, the whole story about him and the face cancer is badass.
True, that is true.
I learned so much from you
It was
guys.
badass on non-consecutive occasions.
Like, look, I'd take Buchanan again at this point.
Ooh, ooh.
All
Ooh.
right. And now
I don't know about
moving back
I
into
take
game,
Nixon.
moving back into game, because otherwise we'll continue talking about U.S. history all freaking night. And
This is true.
that
that.
might
So
not
the
necessarily that might
science
not normally
lady
be a
in
bad thing, but that's not necessarily what our audience is here for. Or maybe they are. I don't know.
we should always be here for learning. So the science lady in question did seem to be working under the governor's orders to study the anti-technology fields.
I
What
wouldn't say
screws with tech.
orders, but I would say he funded her. I don't think she was
Yeah,
malicious.
No, not whatsoever.
she was malicious, but she was being funded by the
Malice.
governor to study the anti-technology field. Now, in her defense, in this economy, if somebody offers you grant money,
God
what are you gonna
damn
do?
it. God
Yeah,
damn
like
it.
so. There is that.
That's so good.
So yeah, look, it was a very nice science lady, and we wound up in a hole, and there were prairie dogs. I suspect that there was some other hand of mischievous mischief involved in this. So hands off her, but yeah, somebody does seem to be poking around trying to figure out how the Sioux have negated technology, which does align with what you're saying.
With that, Avery, make a persuasion roll.
I'm not trying to persuade her. That's what fucking happened.
Yes, but the question is, does she believe you?
That I have to persuade her that I'm telling the truth when I'm telling the truth.
Yes.
Mhm. Just because you're telling the truth doesn't mean she believes you.
I guess that is, and that goes along with academia too.
I was gonna say, do you want references? Because I'll show you.
I mean, I suppose you could also make a performance roll. That goes along with academia.
That's my bailiwick.
Um, you know what?
Oh my god, do I have to spend a Benny to tell this lady the truth when I'm
Nope,
telling the
I'm
truth?
going to spend it for you.
Damn it.
Uh,
One time I'm saying,
There you go. I spent one of my bennies for you because I know that you are telling the truth.
the one time
She,
my bullshit isn't bullshit, nobody wants to believe me, man.
right?
Sounds about right.
How does that even work? Um, oh, there we go. She listens to you and kind of nods and says, "Huh, all right. Well, that would seem to support. I don't know exactly what Operation Fowler is, but it definitely, everything that we have been able to learn about it seems to indicate that it is geared towards eliminating the Sioux um, as a obstacle to the expansion of his power. Hopefully, he doesn't actually mean eliminating the Sioux, but he could mean that as well. But knowing that he has invested money into somebody researching that is a thing that we can now devote resources to trying to find more about. So thank you for that. And what about Dr. Brown? I, you may have said it, Sean. I, the GM, don't remember. I mean, what is going to stop her from continuing to accept his money? Even
Well,
though
her machine is
We
broken all to hell
actually,
and back.
yeah, she wasn't thrilled with how things were going, and we actually had a really good heart to heart about grant money and ethics and things like that. And I don't think she'll be doing any experiments here anymore. Look,
okay,
if you perform a science experiment and you nearly get eaten by giant prairie dogs, that tends to like put one off of it.
It's quite a damper, yes.
Yeah, it was not fun.
she kind of nods in this way that could be sympathetic, empathetic, or just acknowledgement. It's very, I don't want to say non committal, but it's hard to read. But she nods when you say that. All right.
Now, I have a question. Train A leaves Bismarck heading west towards Billings at 8 a.m., moving up per hour. Now, Train B leaves Billings heading east towards Bismarck, leaving at 10 a.m. at 60 miles an hour. The distance between Bismarck and Billings is 20 miles an hour. What time and where will both trains meet?
They'll meet in the middle of the Sioux territory approximately 4 hours after departure.
Actually, 3 hours, 24 minutes, but that's close.
That is really close. That
Oh
is kind
my
of scary because
god.
my brain is going math is dumb.
Oh, my
Yeah,
brain
that's some
stopped
time.
accepting the math after like the third
Yeah,
number listed. I was like, nope.
right. Yeah, my brain went nah.
That was so
No.
good.
Da-da-da-da-da. But yes, so a lot of our entire approach is we are nuisance making. We are trying to. Everybody knows the governor is corrupt, but so far he has been effective, and she literally will make air quotes when she says effective. We're trying to help push the narrative that he is not effective at being tough on crime like he says he is because he can't find us. We're trying to um, annoy the populace into demanding his change or removal. We're trying to find out the actual information so that we can pursue things through more legal and or political channels. It's a broad-based approach, but it's the only one that I can. It's all I know to do. Um, uh,
If somebody found proof the governor is doing things he says you're doing, we might be persuaded to help out with this. I would, anyways. I can't speak for my friends.
you might be persuaded to help out if someone found proof, or you might be persuaded to help find proof.
Ooh.
I'm asking because the way you phrased your question led me to believe you were going in a very different way, going to end up very differently than you did, and I want to make sure I understand what you are saying.
Well, I'll be honest. Again, not a big fan of governors, so I'm going to be digging independently on this. If I find proof, then that means our goals are aligned automatically. Now, if you find proof, you get yourself the help of one Avery Laboon. I'm just concerned with your methods. But this actually changes things.
How so?
I just don't like people picking on the Sioux, and I don't like corrupt governors, and I really don't like murderers. I mean, that's like 3 strikes against him. And I didn't actually vote for Hayes. I'll go ahead and put that up. Oh, yeah, wait, no, I did. But
I don't think I can vote for president.
You cannot yet, not for another like 40 years.
Oh, okay.
it'll be a while.
No, I
Not
meant
unless
like
you're resident of Montana.
no. I was thinking about yeah, Louis. I thought Louisiana was part of the alternate universe confederacy that still somewhat exists. Is that right?
It was part of the alternate universe confederacy. The alternate universe confederacy no longer
Oh, okay,
exists. It
that's
is
what my
all
distinction.
unified, but we still don't have suffrage for women yet.
Dang it!
Yeah, no,
it's
they're not
coming.
until the next century, ma'am.
No.
Well, it happens in
Well, I
Deadlands
mean,
probably
suffrage
a
is
little
going out.
sooner.
Yeah, it's going on now, but there's still no voting till the next century.
Unless you happen to be a
Well, they
resident of
have-
Montana.
they have
Which
mucus
she
Yes.
is not
slug,
yet. You
No.
might change your mind.
mucus slug force eaters and giant prairie dogs and steampunk technology, but women's suffrage is a bridge too far.
Right. There we go. Oh, look, I was right. It was. I found the rest of my notes. It was Yankton where her husband was killed. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So I have a question. Obviously you were fairly well off, being connected as you were and such. Normally when a man dies, it does not leave his well-off wife to be destitute. Exactly how is it you came to lose everything as you have claimed?
Oh, I am. I am not destitute, and I apologize if I gave that impression. However, I can't vote. I have no voice in government. And because of the circumstances surrounding my husband's death, the people who are aligned with the governor in his thinking want nothing to do with me. I suspect my husband was killed because he learned the plans or learned more than the governor thought he should know. And so, amongst his inner circle, I am persona non grata. I have ways of pursuing this. It's just um, I, my primary, the primary avenues through which I would choose to pursue it are closed to me and would likely be closed to anyone based on the circumstances. So I am having to go through suboptimal methods, which is why we have set up this little elaborate gang ruse. Everybody here who is a member of this little family has a direct reason to seek the governor's removal. They have all been directly hurt by him and his plans and his corruption in some way.
That's kind of odd. In turn, I don't say anything, but I feel bad. I feel bad for the kneecaps now.
Oh yeah.
Never feel bad for kneecaps.
Wait, wasn't the
Never feel
kneecaps the
bad.
zombies? No, we also did bust some other kneecaps.
Yeah, you
No,
busted.
I
you
wrecked
busted
the fucking
kneecaps the
kneecap.
session you missed
Oh, okay.
on the
Yeah.
train robbery. She pushed one poor guy off the train,
He had a chest wound. He was going to die anyway.
and then
We
they
can't.
kneecapped
Look, there's not a
somebody.
lot of kneecaps. We can't keep track of every single person we kneecap. Like,
That would be a lot.
If you don't want
Yeah,
him to
that's-
run, you kneecap him. He
so
should have
many
stopped
kneecaps.
when Brother Malcolm told him to.
So if I may follow up with another question. What do you know about the Chapel of the Red Water and the two gentlemen who ran that up until very recently?
Um, I personally know very little. I do not make it out Deadwood Way. However, if you give me a little bit of time, I can check with my people to see if anyone know about them. I know the last time that I personally was in Deadwood, which was 6 months ago, there was no Chapel of Red Waters.
So, as far as I can tell, they seem to have been responsible for trying to frame the Sioux for some recent violence and stoke a conflict. Um, this all seems interconnected somehow, and once we arrived and started to uncover what was happening, they have fled.
Hmm. I have some friends in places beyond these walls um, that I have known for a long time. Some of them are back east, but some of them are in the west. I will see if you give me what you know about them. I will see if I can find any information. I suppose we reach the juncture of the conversation where we have to decide on some method of contacting one another if we have information.
Well, I mean, we traded business cards.
Yes, but does your business card say call me at 800, cowboy wizard?
Well, the telephone hasn't been invented yet, so no. But it does
Well,
Telegraph
say where you
has though.
Does it have a
telegraph.
PO box or
Literally,
mail forwarding address, right?
it literally says "wire me." So
It
wire
actually,
does actually.
the telephone has been invented.
It's just not in wide distribution yet, is it?
You're not going to find it out here just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could
And,
send letters.
even if you do find it out here, you're going to find it in Bismarck, and only people in Bismarck can call people in Bismarck.
I say that. What year are we in?
1870, 1884.
Yeah, it's been
84. Oh
around
yeah,
for
for
like
sure.
10 years, almost 10 years.
So
Because wasn't it like
Klondike,
small,
74, 75 when
yeah,
Bell did the thing? Yeah.
small localized phone pockets
whatever
do
it's
exist, but if you're trying to go across town lines, it's the telegraph.
Yeah.
And
so
In the Deadlands universe, the phones are subject to the same problems that the telegraph has, which is
Which the
notably
Sioux is just gonna be like,
which is gremlins in the line.
yeah.
And yes, um, unsolicited wisdom, if you fall into a life of crime, you should expect your kneecaps might be forfeit, even if you are into a life of crime for the greater good.
yeah,
So
just if you find anything and you need to get a hold of us, fire me.
you clearly know what we are saying, and presently, other than we are tracking down 3 people, 2 from the Chapel of the Redwater, and of course Miss Adelaide's father.
Yes, I was
Um,
hoping to add one more name to your list.
And what is the name?
Thomas Finnan, and she'll spell it out, all like making sure she writes it down right correctly.
He repeats it back: THOMASFINNIN. And she makes a note. She's got it there. I do not know how long it will take my people to learn any information, um, but I will see what I can learn for you. So I will guess send all telegrams in care of Mr. Laboon. If you are, hold on, if you wish to contact us, you can send telegraphs here to Bismarck, courtesy of Roscoe Williams.
Courtesy of Roscoe Williams.
Yes.
I've heard that name, haven't I? I think. Why does it sound
If
familiar?
you have, it's purely coincidental because
Okay,
I made it up specifically for this.
I figured, but wanted to check.
Yeah. In fact, I literally just had a first name of Roscoe until I suddenly realized I needed a second name. When you say that, the voice, the man who's been communicating with you all this time, kind of tips his hat, leading you to believe that perhaps he is Roscoe Williams.
All right, well, we'll be in touch then.
Good old Western Union.
Right? Um, I know that perhaps our relationship started off on a tenuous footing, but I do want to say that I appreciate how reasonable you have been about all of this. And I apologize for the heavy handed approach uh, that turned out to be unnecessary, but we did not know that at the beginning.
How do you feel about
Yeah,
a bit of theater?
I'm sorry we got off on the wrong kneecap.
I do, in fact, fancy a bit of theater.
Well, should we encounter your people doing their thing again while we get our bearings? How about we shoot in your general direction without shooting you to keep up sort of our appearance with local authorities?
I think that that would be absolutely beneficial to both sides. Uh, the the local marshal was actually quite vexed that you left town before you were able to provide any further information about the market incident. So I believe that having you continue to shoot at us will only lend you legitimacy and perhaps in a roundabout way allow you to be a little bit of a inside man, as it were.
Good.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good deal.
Then we'll do that.
So continue to shoot at you, but miss. All right.
That seems reasonable.
And she kind of stops and says, do please make sure that you miss. And we also will return fire and miss. And unless you have any other questions, I believe that concludes this little soiree.
I
Nope.
don't think I have any more presently.
Um, in that case, my men and I are going to leave. If perhaps you would hang out here for a few minutes on your own and leave via a different door, that would be best for everyone involved.
Agreed.
Very good.
Hold on. There, I was just responding there, Nick.
I mean, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bicker with you about that later.
100%.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
bicker with you about that later, but yes, sort
yeah.
of, kind of, not really.
There is a history debate happening in the stream group
There is a
chat.
history debate happening. I was gonna say, would Tilden have been a better president? No. But for the purposes of the argument, it's Adelaide's fault.
There we go. All
Sorry.
right. So Lauren Lowry and her people will leave. They will actually leave out through this door. If you're up in the VTT, you'll see where I'm pinging. Cards off the table. The cards, by the way, were simply a tracking mechanism of how well you were answering, how well she believed your
Oh,
questions when you
nice.
were answering them. More cards is better, but it worked out. All right. That brings us to 5 minutes later or so, when it is your turn to leave. Let me advance time a little bit. There we go.
Is there a
Not
cask of whiskey in here anywhere? I'm just gonna poke
uh,
around.
there are in fact a
A
couple
risk,
of,
a investigative search.
yeah,
Mhm.
right over
Anybody
here.
else need to fill your flask while we're here?
Yes, of course, always.
Adelaide's gonna give you like the please God no face.
Look at it this way, Adelaide. Whiskey is also good in a pinch if you need it for cleaning a wound.
True.
Well, technically,
Some
those are
kinds better than
both
others.
two different ways of bringing a substance into your body. Um,
One is definitely more enjoyable than the other.
I
Depending
will,
upon the whiskey.
I will, exactly the high class
Yeah,
whiskey, which I don't see on these shelves. I will be fine.
Lucky
Eh.
Shot is good for cleaning. I'm just saying.
And at that point, it is 9 o'clock. I'm going to request a small break so that I can figure out what are you guys going to do for the rest of our hour session, so I can do a little bit of planning. And by a little bit of
Cowboy stuff,
planning, I mean, we're just going to make the
wizard
rest of
stuff.
the yeah, we're going to make the rest of the session up as we go along.
Clearly by
I
now it's
mean,
lunchtime,
if
and
there's somebody to
so
like shoot in the face, probably that.
At the moment, there is nobody to shoot in the face, and you have just made friends with the people you were most likely to have thought you were going to shoot in the face at the beginning of the day.
Well, then I'm at a loss. Honestly, I got nothing.
I admittedly almost shot her right in the face.
Hmm.
I considered it.
We
Would not
all
have
we
been
all
very.
thought of
It would not have been very good Christian of me to do so, though.
All right, want me to take us out for a second?
Yeah, let's take us
All
out.
right, we'll
I'm going to
be right
go.
back.
Bum, ba-dum, bum. We're back. I have done some pondering on things, but not on orbs, because that is a trademark of Avery, Remy, Blackstone, Laboon, Cowboy Wizard, TM. Note.
fastest ponderer in the West.
What's your average ponder per second?
If it's fast, is it really pondering?
Hmm.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, Brain. But where are we gonna duck a rubber hose this coming night?
Well,
All right.
sometimes I ponder too fast, so I think about baseball to like slow it down. That seems to work.
Wanna- I'm actually kind of excited about the new Spaceballs movie. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am in fact quite excited about the new Spaceballs movie.
I'm excited that Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement for it because I love that man.
All right.
The
So, do we
search
know
for money.
what we want to do as our next few steps, courses of action? I mean, we're going back to get lunch, apparently.
That's what the
We're
whiskey's
filling our
for. Take it back for
filling our,
lunch.
filling our flasks with whiskey.
So it seems like we may have lost the trail a bit of our two so-called clerics who were stoking the violence.
They were heading for Seattle, yes?
They said
So
that's the end of the
supposedly
line.
doesn't mean they actually got on the train, of course.
That is true.
And we seem to have a much fresher sort of lead here with the stuff happening with the governor may actually be more directly connected to that.
Dot local, work west.
Might work.
Where would we start local? Not
Well,
like we
we
could just
already
walk into the governor's building and say, "I would like to have a word with you."
I do not think
We
I have
already
enough money
have-
for that.
We already have somebody looking up to see if they can find Adelaide's father in the travel records.
Yes, and I have no other leads, so we might as well stick together.
Like this plan.
We might be able to stick around for a bit, play our role, ingratiate ourselves, start doing some digging where we can.
You do have some fun new things that you can be following up on, some things that you can check out, depending on what you want to do specifically. We can look into Governor Ordway's history of corruption. You've got some information about Lauren Lowry. You got some information or a lack of information that you were just discussing about Adelaide's father and your Redwater's peoples. We could go back to Deadwood because there's the weirdness at that hotel with the hands.
Hmm.
Got a couple of options in front of us.
Might as well look into the cult.
Which cult? You've got like 3.
Well,
I bet they're all
was it
connected somehow.
Adelaide's father and people Malcolm were looking into? Weren't they connected?
Well, the people
Yeah.
Malcolm are looking into went to Seattle, theoretically. At least they bought a ticket to Seattle. They've got a ticket to ride.
I mean, we could go to Seattle and start the grunge movement centuries earlier.
Almost a full century.
I
it's
suspect
all-
they didn't actually go to Seattle, though.
I don't think they did either.
Where did the Ticketmaster say that the train had a layover?
Uh,
About
Switch?
4 different places.
yeah, so there are lots of stops
The
on the
first one,
track.
though.
The
They were going to have to switch trains at one point.
Billings,
they
wasn't
had
it?
to no, they had to switch trains in Butte City.
We could go to Butte, see if they actually switched.
We're at least a day behind them if we leave now. I'm not sure we're going to get closer to them at this
Yeah,
point.
and then the next train. I mean, if you leave now, you're going to have to forego breakfast or lunch, which
Do they not have a dining cot on the train?
They
yes.
probably do, but
I think staying
Get
at least
everything.
till tonight would make the most sense for us to listen in on a few things and I'm trying to phrase it.
Watch your phraseology.
Gosh,
Red Hawk.
gosh darn it.
Was that here or was that back where we were?
The which one?
The Hansy Hotel.
That was the last
That was-
place. We'd go back to Deadwoods briefly. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Shall we stay the night, see if our contact at the road station turns up anything? I could do a bit of street preaching and see if we could make some connections with folks, and we could backtrack a little bit. I don't think going west is going to get us what we're looking for, any of us.
I would agree with there's too many places it could go astray,
I mean, as much as I do actually want to go to Seattle,
right?
right? Yeah, I guess spend the night and then we'll figure out where the clues take us tomorrow.
And if it's back to Deadwood to do some more digging, it's back to Deadwood to do some more digging.
Yeah.
There's a whole empty chapel there. I knew that.
This is true. All right.
So I'm gonna hit the poker table, do some pondering, and go to bed, I guess.
All right. Are you actually worried about making money, or are you just poker tabling the poker table?
I guess I could make some money.
What you willing to risk?
How much money do I have?
Would be on your character sheet.
And you just got paid
Yeah, it should be
$60. It's under your
paid
gear.
$60, and I had and then I sold all that Ghost Rock.
So you are sitting, according to this, at $249.
Fancy.
There's something I wanted to buy, but I can't remember what it is now.
So you can shoot more people in the face.
How did
Better
you
whiskey.
know?
Like I know you.
I mean, yeah, I can't think of a Bid-Am's equivalent magic item shop to get a +1 peacemaker of face shooting. So
Yeah, that doesn't really exist.
The world wasn't weird enough then, and they lied to us.
The +1 peacemaker of face shooting is a whole different kind of novelty object.
Yes.
I guess the only other thing I'd want to buy is if there's a store in town that might have another Adventures of Doc Holliday. So I guess how much money did you say I have?
$249.
Okay, so if I gamble, do I actually have to gamble, or can I just roll dice for it?
You just roll dice for it.
Sweet. Okay, I want to bet $100 on some kind of Old West card type thing.
All right. So
We're
hold
gonna have
on.
to teach you to gamble, aren't we?
Oh, this will
I'm
be
gonna
fun.
hold
Clearly.
them in Texas place. Poker face.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So give me this. All right. Avery, make yourself a gambling roll.
Is that good? Is that a good gambling roll?
Did we lose you, Shadow?
No, I am still here. Sorry.
Okay.
That is, I gotta do a gambling roll for your opponent who. Fine, you're gonna be this. Gonna be like this. Go. Well, it turns out yes.
Six is more than one, right? Like, can somebody check the math on that?
Yeah, 3. Well, you rolled a 3, not a 6. That is more than one. So you will actually
Oh,
make.
jolly good.
So you
I
will put
sunk his
in.
battleship.
You will put in $100 stake. You will walk away after an evening of gambling with $200. So that will bring you. You had 249. You spent 100, so 349 will be your total at the end of the game.
Ooh.
Sweet. Adelaide. Shopping.
Absolutely.
Let me go update your character sheet with that. Hey, come here. Why are you not? There we go. 149. All right, so that is done. Nick, you wanted to go do some street preaching?
Yep.
Make yourself a performance roll. Are you trying to earn cash, or are you just spreading word of the Lord?
We'll see if we can get some donations from the more bougie of the people.
Right.
Also trying to get some real interest and maybe strike up conversations to see if we can shop for information a little bit along the way.
All right. So let's do this.
That's not great, but it's okay.
Performance. Through the course, how long do you want to spend preaching?
I got all afternoon and most of the evening. So long as
All right.
people are in the street, we'll keep going.
All right. So we're gonna have you preach for about 4 hours because you can. Hold on. No.
I think his trouble is trying to keep his sermons to 4 hours.
Well, I mean, that's entirely possible. You will
Well,
make about $50 in hat
ooh,
passing.
if there's anybody who comes by and drops something that's particularly poor, I will say thank you very much, but I think your family needs it more than I do.
A couple of people will take it back, but you will still end up with about $50. So add that to your 79 that you've got. 129.
Done.
Wait, that's not mathing right.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's math right.
that's right. That's mathing right.
Did we get
So
anybody wanting to strike up conversation who I could
yeah,
try to talk out of some information?
you'll get a couple of people who are absolutely willing to sit around and listen to you talk. Um, they won't just listen; they'll actually like pull up a stool, as it were, and listen to your not quite fire and brimstone because you're not that kind of preacher.
No. I will tell them about the young woman who I have been trying to assist in the quest to find her father. See if I can generate any interest in a tale of woe,
You'll generate a little bit of interest in that.
and then see if anybody maybe has heard of this man or part of his story or knows anything about that Second National Bank in Deadwood.
Oh, uh, odds or evens?
Odds, obviously.
You get a person who knows a little bit about the Second National Bank of Deadwood. Yeah, I was there in Deadwood a couple of days before it opened. They were getting ready to have a whole big grand shebang. They had ribbons set up outside for a ribbon cutting and a photo op. And there were lots of people going to be at the photo op, bank officers, investors, some early account holders. It was going to be a big grand party. Left town before it actually happened, but um, you know, it was, I kind of wished I could have stayed because it looked like it was going to be a fun time.
Hmm. Do you happen to run into anybody who sounds like they're from Louisiana?
Let's see, high or low.
Low. Damn.
Unfortunately, I did not. I've never been that far south, so I'm not sure I would know what somebody from Louisiana sounds like anyway. But nobody that I talked to mentioned being from Louisiana for sure.
Oh, very good. Well, I appreciate you chatting with me. Well, I'll keep trying to help this young girl find her father.
I wish you luck. He actually will give you another $10 to help with the search for the missing girl's father.
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
Avery, I want Brother Malcolm. 49. All right. So, and that will, by the time you are done preaching, that's going to bring us to a little after 3 in the afternoon. Grace, what did you want to do for for 4 hours?
Grace is going to do what she does best. She's going to go to the saloon. However, she is going to be specifically listening. Loose lips talk.
Okay.
She's looking for gossip. She's looking for anything that might sound like what they heard, like but from the outside perspective, because loose lips talks, drunks talk. So she's going to do what she does best, but also she's listening.
She's listening. So, um, I'm gonna want you to make a roll. Let me look at your sheet and see what you got. I will actually give you information probably next week
Yep.
or off camera because once you make the roll, I'm gonna have to figure out what you learn.
Okay.
But you are uh, Do you want to play good grace and ply them with alcohol and get them talking persuasion wise, or do you want to play tough grace and ply them with alcohol and beat it out of them?
Happier people who are drunk and happy talk more.
It's true.
All right, make yourself a persuasion roll.
I'm gonna spend a Benny on that.
You're gonna spend a Benny. All right.
Yeah. Let me see. Where are my Bennies? Where are you hiding, Bennies?
Over on the they're either on your sheet you can spend one, or if you go over to the login list where people logged in, you can um,
Oh,
spend
there
a
it is.
Benny.
I just didn't have my thing big enough, and it wasn't
Aha!
showing the Bennies.
All right, make another
All right.
roll. Also, I think in the chat bar you could have on the chat card you could have clicked spend a Benny.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead and just
Let's
re-roll
try
your
that again.
persuasion. That's not better.
I'm doing it again.
All right, roll one more
I
time.
have good persuasion. Stop being stupid. Whatever.
Um,
Oh,
hold on. Let me look at something real quick.
Dice are just like, hey, you know what? Fuck you.
Okay. So first off, have a Benny because trouble magnet. Have a Benny because trouble magnet. In the course of your talking around with people, a couple of gentlemen come and sit down at the table with you. And at first, you think they are going to be happy to share some information with you, and they just sit down and they stare at you for a second. You are being very circumspect about it, but you are asking an awful lot of questions, and you should maybe stop before somebody gets in trouble. The implied somebody being you, but they don't actually say that. People in this town don't really like to talk to strangers, and they certainly don't like to share gossip with people they don't know, especially gossip that might be incriminating to people that they know and care about.
That's fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. And she will
And
make mental notes of who they are.
that is fair. With that, they will kind of they knock on the table and stand up and walk away. Oh, I'm sorry, Pancake. That was me. That was me.
You knocked.
Pancake. Pancake. It was me. You're all good. I'm sorry, buddy. He now thinks there's somebody at the front door.
I'm sure Liz thanks you for
Poor
that.
baby.
Yeah, Liz thanks me for that. My uncle, who's trying to sleep, thanks me for that.
Oh no.
Everybody listening on stream who can't hear us because all they can hear is the dog, thanks me for that. So there you go.
Pancake is a valuable member of this party.
Yes.
And
He's our
I guess
mascot.
the good news is I don't have to make a note of what info I'm going to give you.
Yay! My
So
roles were kind to you.
they were. Adelaide, what are
My
you going to
turn.
do?
I can't recall. Is this place bigger and fancier than Deadwoods, or the reverse? I can't remember which direction we went.
It is in fact bigger and fancier than Deadwood. Hold on. Da, da, da,
Adeline
da,
and
da,
I are
da.
shopping, and we're gonna have a spa day with the money I just won.
Pancake, buddy, I'm sorry.
The good news is it's not coming, not popping up on the audio, at least to me, because that's what's getting funneled through. So I think you're
Okay,
good.
I'm not hearing
good.
anything.
I was afraid my mic would be picking it up because sometimes it will pick up the TV.
Oh,
All right, Coda. Okay, come on, Coda, Bismarck. Here we go. I mean, oddly, Bismarck is a smaller town than Deadwood, population 1,800 versus the 5,000 in Deadwood. But inherently by its nature just a more well-to-do
Mm-hmm.
town than Deadwood. The hotel is probably not quite as fancy as the big fancy hotel in Deadwood, but it is still pretty fancy.
Gotcha. I think I'm gonna go there for just drinks and lunch and like listening into the town gossip from all
All
the
right.
the rich folks.
All right. Let me pull you up. Pull up Adelaide and not Jean Baptiste. That would be useful.
Please, please, because otherwise that would mean you would think I need to do unskilled on everything.
Right.
Please no.
Necessarily, your horse actually has athletics, fighting, and notice.
Oh, good, because I don't have
Your
notice. My horse is a
your
better
ho- your
notice
your
than
horse
me.
has your horse does in fact have a better notice than you do.
That's funny.
Okay.
The
Um,
horse is noticing more.
bum.
Now the horse is like, oh, what's the horse's what's Flynn's
Horse
horse?
How
probably has better
so? Are
notice
you are
than
you
I
are
do.
you are you listening in? Are you engaging? Are you just filing away? What are we doing?
I'll engage if someone seems like there's always the the social pleasantries of like of just because you're new and just kind of taking advantage of maybe having some extra eyes in her direction to maybe ask some questions or listen in. So it's not I wouldn't say she goes in knowing she's going to talk to people, but just more of listening for opportunities of who might she might be able to draw more out from.
All right. So also make a persuasion roll.
I will certainly make an attempt.
That's not terrible. I mean, I mean, 16. All right. So they're talking about the socialite things. There's a lot of gossip about can you believe that so and so wore that dress to
The
the
normal, yeah.
party, right? But mixed in with all of that, uh, people are talking about the increasing crime rates, how some of them don't feel safe walking around at night. The governor says he's really tough on crime, but he hasn't really been able to seemingly put a dent in the current crime wave. And crime wave is, subjective to who's
Subjective.
talking about it. Some of the people are, some of the toitier people are just really offended that there's any crime at all because it doesn't fit in their worldview of a perfect little community. And, somebody spit on the sidewalk and it's the end of the world. But other people, like, yeah, there's been like an increasing number of um, muggings and merchants in the biz market have been robbed. There's of course the ongoing concern of the train robberies coming in from Deadwood. Nobody's been able to figure that out or stop it. Although there is some talk about this last train where some um, relatively clear-headed, quick-thinking heroes on the train averted the robbery and put one or two of those scurrilous scoundrels in the ground. What else? Because that's a 16, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry. If you also want to do I'll get back to you on some of those pieces, I'm perfectly okay with that. But
yeah, we can do that because I'm trying to figure out. Um, there's an election coming up. People are talking about sheriff and city council or the well, it is in fact the sheriff because you're in the county seat. The sheriff and city council are coming up for election. There's also some talk about uh, the local merchants are trying to form themselves a chamber of commerce to help promote businesses because now that this is the capital, they expect it's going to see some growth and they want to position themselves well to take advantage of that growth and
mhm.
get all of the newcomers to shop at the right businesses, in quotes. We
Oh,
all know,
please.
right? Um, and of particular interest to you. um, the local town doctor, who is 79 years old and in not good health, they're not much sure how much longer they're going to have a doctor. There is a new guy who's come in, but nobody likes him because he's new and he's young, and they're not sure he knows anything, right? So he's totally unproven as a doctor. So that's stuff that you get.
What I'm hearing is you want me to stay in the town for a little longer. I'm
I, I,
hearing that.
I'm I'm not saying that. I'm saying those are the things that you
But good to
get.
know, yeah.
Um, all right. All right, Sean. There he is.
Yes.
He is still on. No, we did your gambling. Never mind. All right, Anya.
Well, I do want to go see if anybody in town has any Doc Holiday issues,
Any? Okay.
and if there's anybody in general that needs Cowboy Wizard, and I'll give them my card if I hear anything.
All right. I'm gonna come back to you on the Doc Holiday. Anya, bright new city, new place, new smells. No Chinese community that you've found yet. Although there's a railroad and it's the Iron Dragon Rail, so there has to be one. What do you want to go do?
Find the Chinese community because I need a place to work out.
All right. You spend a couple of hours wandering around, asking questions. Um, let's see. Make a common knowledge roll.
Hmm. Yeah, this won't go well for me.
Everybody has common knowledge. That's the great thing. You start off with it, but it's probably just a D4, and that's okay. Good news is D4s ace pretty quickly, but not that one. All right. So on a 3, which is a failed common knowledge roll, which is not unusual because you're in a new place. It basically just takes you a really long time to convince you to tell anyone or to find where the Chinese community is. They are actually on the far north side of town. And you actually confuse a lot of the locals because here you are, this uh, white, blonde headed, speaks with an accent that's not Chinese, asking about Chinatown. They're just very confused. But eventually you get there. And when you get to Chinatown, it's full of restaurants and laundries, and you don't actually see anything resembling a temple or a um, training
Of
ground.
course not. It'll be on a back street.
Right. Um, so you spend,
I will step into a
Back
laundry
seat's all right.
right? You step into a laundry.
and look for the proprietress,
Okay.
and in Chinese, ask where the local temple is.
Let me pull up your character sheet. Um, they're a little taken aback at first that you speak to them in Chinese. Um, and after they get over their shock, they just kind of point that way and are like, go 2 streets, take a left, 1 street, take a right. Doesn't look like a temple, but you'll know it if you're looking for one.
Bow and thank them and leave.
All right. And sure enough, those directions are pretty good. You find a temple. It is not quite 4 in the afternoon by the time you get there. So the students, all 3 of them, are taking turns in the yard.
Is the master about?
Um,
Like ask permission.
there appears to be because there is a fourth person who is just watching them. He is not as full of worldly experience as Master Sai, but he is definitely older than the students.
Hmm. I will approach And bow.
Everything stops as you approach and bow, just
And,
because this is so unusual for them.
and introduce myself as a
And
student of Master Sai.
the um, seafood bows back to you and just motions to the yard.
Thank you.
And now there are four people who can fight instead of three. So instead of somebody sitting out and catching their breath between rounds, now it's just glistening sweat and the
And two pairs.
the gentle slap of flesh punching flesh.
Whoopee.
And that is how you will. How long are you going to stay there?
A couple of hours. I need a good workout.
All right, you work out some frustrations. Do you go full throttle or do you hold a little back?
I'm gonna hold a little back. I don't want to hurt anybody.
Fair. You do not hurt anybody. Make a fighting roll.
Please,
Just
Hammer, don't hurt them.
right.
Fight and roll. Uh,
You give better than you get for sure. You leave the students kind of going, "Who is this person and why is she so good?" Um, and that's now we'll go back to Sean. Sean, you were looking for copies of Doc Holliday's book. Um, high, middle, or low?
Um, hi.
Tonight, you do not have any luck locating any copies of Doc Holliday's book, any of the Doc Holliday's
Mhm.
book. But you suspect maybe you're not in the right part of town because you're not seeing anything that even resembles a bookstore. And as we're closing in on 5 p.m., businesses are starting to close. So you probably do better trying again in the morning. You came out of the gambling halls, you were flush with cash, and like, I want to go shop and I'm going to go look for a book, and you just weren't thinking about where you were. Just not in the right section of town to find a bookstore.
Okay.
So, and that wraps pretty much everybody for tonight. It is 9:45, so I think we will call it here. This seems like a
Alright.
good spot to end for the night.
Okay.
Um, um, and just as a note, I know the way I've been pushing it, you're behind following the Red Chapel guys. You're not having a whole lot of luck finding your dad. These things will come back.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're not finding them is not a me going don't follow this line anymore. They will come back, but I have plans for them, so they'll come back when the time is right.
Lands.
Remember, there will be emotional damage. We had this discussion.
On
That
that
is
note, I'll
true.
take us out and we can keep going.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you in 2 weeks for what will be session 6 of Dead by Deadlands.
Sweet.
Dun dun
Dun
dun.
dun